Hi.
Hello, it's been a while. Sorry about that. We know we've been calling these weekly devlogs, and we have actually been trying to make them true to that, but I know we only just started, but it quickly became clear that we can't do this. There's just not enough time in our week to get this done, to make enough content for a weekly video. So what we're gonna try to do is just collect all the bits that we can, put them in a video, and update as often as we can.
Yeah, the past few weeks were quite hectic, and a couple of new projects came in for us, so we've been taking our time and focus. That meant that the game has taken a backseat for us, so we couldn't work on it as much as we wanted to. So yeah, however, we managed to carve out some time and make a couple of updates, so hopefully you will like what we made.
Yeah. Thank you. Just me. So lately I've been all about the shop. A while back I started with an initial shop sketch. It was just a temporary thing for Toots to start adding to Unity, but now it's actually time to start populating it and put nice assets inside of it. So in order not to delay the release of the game forever, we decided to keep it simple, and we're going for 3 main categories: seed packs, fertilizers, and watering cans. And if Toots doesn't kill me, I would also like to add some cosmetics, but we'll see if we can do that. Nothing? I'll talk you through each one of them.
Let's start with seed packs. Like I mentioned, we had started these a while back. The idea is that the player will be able to have some control over what kind of plants they'd like to grow. Anything from low-yield basic plants, just fruits, big bulky plants, or a pack that could reduce your chances of getting bombs. We thought this would be a solid start. Thankfully, I had designed these packs way back then, so not much to do here. It was just a great template for the following ones.
Other ideas for future packs are just bushes only, like berries, that kind. Maybe we thought about some premium fruit. We thought about the possibility of shinies, like premium fruit and maybe just the standard fruits as shinies. Which one? Or both combined, premium shiny fruits. We thought that would be fun and cute. And we also thought about regional packs, and I got pretty excited about this one. Iconic vegetables or packs of vegetables. Like for instance, we thought you could have some Andean food pack, or maybe some Southeast Asian pack. And also we could go pretty random with it. But I thought it would be fun because there's a lot of fruits and vegetables that some regions use and others don't. And this seems like a great way to integrate everything in the game.
Next up were fertilizers. Fertilizers are what's gonna help your plant grow. At the moment, we came up with these ideas. For growing plants faster, for reducing the chance of bombs, for keeping the floor tile moist for longer, and for making plants more profitable. Since I had already created the UI layout, I just had to come up with new icons. I struggled a lot with the plant go fertilizer icon in particular. I'm not in love with the name either. This will basically be a speed boost fertilizer for plants to grow faster. But it might end up being a double-edged sword, as maybe you'll get more bombs faster, depending on the seed pack you've been buying. So again, any ideas would be welcome. We like the idea of a pest control fertilizer, but that would probably have to wait, as that feature opens up a whole new mechanic. And last but not least, watering cans. These have been the most fun to do, even though they have the least functionality out of the previous shop items. At the moment, all we came up with is just watering cans that would change design and capacity, so the player wouldn't need to worry about their water running out. I'm looking at all sorts of references for creating these. Maybe we could have some high-tech looking ones or some seasonal ones, or I've been really in love with the idea of designing them as various animals. I saw a reference online of a frog watering can and I thought it was so adorable, so I immediately started with the animal series from there.
Many years ago, Toots actually gifted me an elephant-shaped watering can, so that's probably gonna be my next one. And a dinosaur, because they're so cute. Dinosaurs are great.
Just like Rosie, I've been chipping away at the shop system whenever I had the time. Mechanically, I think it's in a good place. Pretty much functional, but there are a few things I would like to add before calling it done. So let me show you how it is now.
Currently, the way it works is very simple. The shop is divided into tabs, and each tab is a prefab with some data to represent it and a list of items to be sold in the tab. So for the pouches tab, we have all the seed pouches currently in the game in a list, and once you open the tab, it populates it with the items from the list. If we have more than 4 items, the tab creates a new page and places 4 more items there. So you can go between the pages and buy whatever you want. And if we click on the buttons, we can buy a pouch and unlock them. Oh, I see. So as I was saying, we can click, buy and unlock one of the pouches. If we had any money, that is. But the way it is now, for each new store tab, I would have to create a new prefab and set them up individually. So I thought that I could make the system create and assign any new tabs we think of if we supplied with some new data. So I went and tried to implement just that. First, I created a scriptable object to house all the unique data for the shop tab and a separate class to initialize the data and dependencies that the tab will need. Then made the shop run the initialization once it's open and set the new tabs up. It seems to work, but the tab buttons got messed up since I completely forgotten about them. And after fixing that, I added a little animation to the icon. So now when you switch between the tabs, the name disappears and the icon moves to the side, so you can see which tabs are which. Then with the new assets I got from Rosie, I went and tied it all up, so that all the bits would fit properly. And it looks really cute with the art Rosie made for them. And another thing is, we also now have a data file to control the spacing, speed and animation of the shop tabs.
Next, I would like to talk about the star jelly. That's not its official name yet, but we haven't come up with a name for it, so star jelly it is. This will be a currency for special items. We haven't defined which ones yet, but probably the really nice ones.
You can either buy the star jellies or get them over time. We want any player to be able to reach everything in the game without needing to pay. This is important for us. Of course, it will take longer, but that feels like a fair exchange for a free game. And yes, there will be ads, but we promise not to overload the game with them. We played games like that and we know it just ruins the experience. Actually, we're thinking of releasing a paid version that just wouldn't have any ads at all. Here you can see me animating the jellies. I just wanted to have a little idle of the jellies just bobbing up and down, just to give a little bit of motion constantly on the screen. I'm still undecided on the color. What do you think? Purple and yellow or just golden yellowish color?
So the next big task that's haunting me is to sort out the shop items for the rest of the tabs. While I made it simple to create items and populate the shop, the way the other items work should be a little bit different from the seed pouches. The pouches go into your inventory, or an inventory of some sort, and from there the player can use them directly. However, since we want to introduce other items like water cans as well as consumables like fertilizers and maybe even cosmetics to decorate your farm with, we had to come up with a way we're gonna implement them. So we're thinking that for watering cans and any other cosmetics that might be in the game now or in the future, they would work that once you buy them, they get added into your inventory of some sorts, and the buy button in the store would change to equip. That way it would be easier to see things that you have acquired, and it would allow us to reuse the same shop interface for the inventory. For consumables, like fertilizers for now, we want to make a little drawer that would open up and you could choose which of the fertilizers you would like to use, and then you would drag them out onto the selected tile. I guess there would be limited uses for the fertilizer bags that you buy, so that's something that we need to test out and see how it works. Also actually thinking of doing the same thing with the seed pouches eventually. Each pack you have on your bottom inventory would open up a little seed drawer, and you would have your little seed sitting there. You could then drag it out and place it on the selected tile where it would grow. Or maybe if you also click on the seed pouch again once it's open, it would just plant randomly like it does now. And to start for now, before the drawers are made, I'll just replicate the seed behavior for the fertilizers. I'll duplicate the seed pouch inventory, place it on the side, and make the fertilizers go there. So once you press on the button of which fertilizer you want to use, it will fertilize the whole field, or maybe just some of the tiles, something that we'll need to test out as well. So that's something that we've been up to. It's not that much in terms of progress, but the game is slowly moving along. And once I finish up with this shop, I got something else in mind that might be enough to have a proper playable version of the game. So keep an eye out for that.
One final bit to add.
Yeah, last month we celebrated our 2-year anniversary.
Yes, 2 years married to my soulmate. Love you, Peter.
Love you, Mark.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.